So, good afternoon, guys. I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon. Uh, I just finished doing my analysis for the assets which I'll be looking for this week or looking into this week. And as promised, let's do gold. And we'll be doing gold, GBP USD, Euro USD, and BTC USD. Today, I want to to spread to expand the scope of our analysis. So last week we did Euro USD and gold, but today we are adding ZU and BTC USD. So on the gold chart, probably our top-down analysis goes from monthly to weekly to daily to 4 hour. That is where we'll stop. And probably because the new week is still yet to open, we can look at 1 hour, but anything less than that will be just a waste of our time because we expect the weekly profile to establish itself first before going in. What we have to do right now is just to have an outlook or what we expect. So in our previous analysis, we had seen or foretold gold betting this all-time high, which it did. It did on the early days of the week. So September started with a lot of bullish activity. So gold really beat that 500 zone, and also it broke also that 600 zone. So probably the next, if we are to think in terms of all numbers and key levels, that 600, that 700 can be our next target. So overall, monthly chart, we are in a very strong bullish momentum, a very strong bullish momentum. In fact, the last month opened just a little weak, then see all this bullish activity. Yet it's just 1 week into the month. So monthly chart, very bullish, very bullish. There is not much to look into. There's not much to look into. Of course, we expect maybe some in close months here and there, but overall gold is still set to break higher price levels in my view. On the weekly chart, so when you look at the weekly chart, this zone of consolidation has been broken. And we saw that coming. We saw that coming right from this manipulation here, then this bullish activity, then this the previous week activity, of course, which was very bullish in my view. So this all-time high was broken. In fact, with a lot of this is really a lot of bullish activity in my view. And when you go to the lower time frames, you will find that there's a lot of price imbalance here. There is a lot of bullish activity, but no bearish activity. So gold was just buying this week, just buying, just buying. So weekly chart, the high of the previous week was that 600.205. So I still expect that high to be broken. Yes, we might have some weeks closing within the range of this candle, but ultimately this high will be broken, especially with the fact that we have a rate cuts incoming. Um, that will be really bullish for gold and other assets which are paired with USD, because rate cuts basically will be bearish for the US dollar. So bullish for gold, Euro USD, GU, and all BTC USD and all other these assets paired against the dollar. So I expect this previous week high to be taken out. So we go to the daily charts, and these lower time frames is where now we start to see some light. And on the daily chart, I want us to focus on this. These are the previous week activity, and look at this, guys. Look at these. Look at these. Look at these bullish activity from. Look at this bullish activity from the month of August to the open of the month of September. This is a really strong bullish activity. In fact, when you compare it with this bullishness which happened in the month of April when there were the tariffs and Trump becoming the president, this is nothing compared to this in my view. This is really bullish. So daily chart, very bullish. In fact, we had a break of this all-time high with a gap here, a fair value gap or fair value area, a classical break and retest. So on Thursday, price came down to that zone. and then Friday NFP results, of course, pushed price to that 600. So this is where the last week started or opened. Just an open, then a very short retracement. In fact, we were expecting price to dip down to these levels, probably that 400, but it did not. So just the open of the week, a very minor dip, then continuation of higher prices. Why did this happen? The bullish sentiment in the market is very high. It's very high. It's very high. So gold, we expect it to remain bullish. So this is the daily chart. I expect the previous week high, which is Friday's high, is also to be taken out. And probably as the days establish itself, we will find, we'll see how the daily profile will establish itself. But we can't use this one candle to determine whether we'll continue higher or price will try to balance these lower zones. So this is the forward chart. This is the forward chart, our second last time frame for analysis, and we'll focus on this zone. So this is where this is the fair value area where the price is tested on Thursday, and we had a continuation and a very strong bullish activity on Friday because of the NFP. So I expect two things to happen in the forward chart. I anticipate two things to happen. It's not a must. They I'm not saying they will happen. I'm anticipating. So two things can happen in my view. Weekly open, that high taken out, probably a retest, then some kind of consolidation and probably higher prices or even lower prices. But I expect these gold prices will just be hovering around this all-time high for some time. I don't expect a downward or a strong downward momentum. Or the another scenario which can happen is that the weekly prices open a dip into this zone, then a continuation higher. So I don't expect this to happen in a straight line like this up drawn. Of course, the weekly profile will have to establish itself, and that will happen in probably the 1 hour charts, 15-minute charts, and the other lower time frames. So there will be maybe a dip, some kind of consolidation, then some kind of manipulation, and then continuation higher. So when you go to the 1 hour chart, that zone remains clear. That zone of imbalance remains very clear, and this might be our support for the week also in confluence with this breaker block. So I expect gold to break that 600 and probably I don't know if it will break that 7 this week, but chances are big are low for that. But gold will still break that 600 point 205 and probably that 610, that 615. All those zones might be broken. So that is our analysis on gold. We expect a bullish week, like always, of course. And yeah, we'll see how it will go. So everything which we say here, it will not happen the way I've said it. Of course, we anticipate what will happen. We expect price to print out first, then we react. Probably Monday, the weekly profile establish itself, and then from Tuesday, now things will start being clear for us. So that's all on gold, and I promise to keep this short today, and that's what I've done. See you on the next analysis, which probably will be GU or Euro USD.